This episode's FTR shoutout goes to Think Fasts. Leave a comment down below to have a chance for a shoutout in the next episode. Make sure you're subscribed. Hey guys, welcome back to Fish for Thought. I'm your host Chris, and today, you guessed it, we're doing another fish tank review. Let's get started. Alright, so this was given to me by an anonymous source, Goldilocks in the bong. So I'm not very familiar with the whole bong situation. I know that's how you get high. I'm not sure if that means the temperature needs to increase in the bong, because then she's basically cooking her goldfish. If that fish is still alive, which I have my doubts, then it's totally getting high AF. But I mean, it just comes down to why. Why would you do this? I mean, I guess the only thing that's right about this whole picture is that it came from this subreddit. I'm just gonna rate this 0 out of 5 and we can move on. Okay guys, I'd like every one of you to meet Hank and Pete. I'm not sure which one's Hank and which one's Pete, but I'm gonna assume that Hank is this guy and Pete is the pleco. You know, Pete the pleco. And then there's Willow Jean, which is the black moor goldfish. Hi guys, so glad to meet you. You're all gonna die very soon. Now that's pretty dark. I'm not sure what kind of fish that is. Reminds me of a silver dollar, maybe a gourami, and I'm not sure what kind of pleco that is, but regardless, the size probably won't matter because it won't reach adulthood or anywhere close. It's in a half-gallon fish bowl with another fish, okay? That fish is returning to, you know, fishy heaven in the next few hours, so we're just gonna leave it at that. Black moor goldfish, I can't, is that a Nutella container or like one of those Cheetos containers? Just what kind of plants are you planning to put in there when you have your gravel so thick that it covers pretty much half the tank? And I say the word tank very loosely here. I do have to say though, I can probably learn from your naming of the fish. These are pretty good names. However, I'm rating you 0 out of 5 because you're a bad person. Thank you, next. This next tank is sent to me by Sam Costens, one of my viewers, and he says this is around a 30 gallon, 33 gallon, and I actually really like it. I love this scape. I like how the wood is curled up on each end, and then there's, you know, a plentiful amount of dragon oko stone. I think it looks quite natural like that. I enjoy the colors of the substrate and that wall. I think it's an artificial wall instead of a painting. I'm not sure. It could be a hang on the back sheet. And the plants are pretty simple. There's some Java ferns, Eulodia, Ludwigia, and perhaps some Anubias on the bottom, and they all look quite vibrant and nice. He's also mentioned that he's got some adopted or rescue fish in this tank, so that's pretty good on him. Looks like there's some guppies, some other life bearers, a group of neon tetras, and also some rumminos. The only thing that I'm not really on board with is that pleco. Now I'm not sure how big that pleco is. I don't think it has maxed out yet, and I wouldn't really put I think it's a common pleco at this point, or maybe a sailfin. Either way, I wouldn't put either of those in a 30 gallon. I just don't think that's the best idea, and it's just some, like, you know, unnecessary bio load. You could easily have gotten a clown pleco or dwarf pleco of some sort. I was going to rate it 4.5 out of 5 because of the rescue and because of the scape is really nice, but I'm rating it 4 because of that pleco. Still a good score, 4 out of 5. Now this tank is at a local fish store. What stood out to me is that this tank really reminded me of my childhood. One of the first tanks that really wowed me when I visited my first ever local fish store that was like on the street where I lived. They had a massive tank, I think like something like 2,000 gallons, and they filled it to the brim with neon tetras. And that was an eye-opener scene for me, and I was hooked at that moment. And this really reminded me of it. Obviously the tank is pretty bare, it's just a showcase tank, and these fish are not going to be there to stay for long if business is any good. I could just sit there for hours being mesmerized by that. And not to mention there's like this lone rummy nose in there. I was gonna rate it 4 because of nostalgia, but I'm putting it down to a 3 because, you guessed it, this looks like gang violence. Keep it peaceful though. Alright, now I like to play a game. We have a recurring segment on the FTR show here. It's called How Many Goldfish and Angelfish Can You Fit? I think these are comets. Sorry guys, I don't know my goldfish that well, but man, they're such beautiful goldfish here. But they're stuck in this, I don't know, like 1-2 gallon tank with an angelfish. Now the last few episodes, I remember there was an angelfish in those tanks as well. I'm not sure what's up with putting big goldfish in bowls and putting an angelfish with it as well. Like, are there any local fish stores doing a 3-for-1 deal where you buy the goldfish and a free angelfish comes with it? If there is, stop, okay? Like, close yourself down. The sad thing about this is that there is a filter and the lights are really growing those live plants in the back, and I'm pretty impressed that, you know, the way the tank looks without these poor choices of fish in it would look pretty nice. You put a betta in there, wow. But instead, you know, screw the betta. We're gonna abuse some fish. Let's go. 1 out of 5. 1 for the potential that this fish tank might have in the future if the owner learns a thing or two about fish keeping. Guys, you gotta see this. This is amazing. To all those who told me I never grow up or make long-term commitments, well, look who's a dad now. Hashtag proud parent. This guy named his fish Julia and she died a week later. Oh dang, man, proud parent. How you gonna say all this and then have your fish die only a week later? Oh my goodness. Okay, next. 0 out of 5, next. Now what's with cute goldfish in ponds? Is this the same picture as last time? Okay, maybe not, but the caption makes it, okay? The caption really makes it for me. What do you mean I can't eat snails? And then he's got this like cute little angry face. Oh, this is perfect. I can't see the tank, and it's probably not a tank, it's a pond. But I'm gonna rate it, you know, 4 out of 5 for the comedy and just how cute it is. Oh, this guy is a feisty little feller. Alright, this guy's got a 40-gallon tank filled with awesomeness. Those plants look so vibrant. There's a variety, and then there's this height difference going from the right side to the left side. And what I really love about this tank is the use of the different substrate. So you can see the black going to the white. I really like that, and somehow it just gives it a clean look, even though they're different colors. There's a huge variety of plants. There's, I think it's wisteria over there, tiger lotus in the middle. I'm blanking on what those really tall plants are, I'm not sure, but yeah, good use of the tiger lotus, keeping it low like that. There's some crypts in the front, I think like Wigia, and some other plant that grows red, maybe Rotella indica, I'm not sure about that. Anyway, the only thing I would say here, and the only reason I'm rating it 4.5 out of 5 is because of the choice of stocking. I mean, don't get me wrong, I don't have a problem with, you know, the aggression level of this tank. I think everything's pretty mellow here. He's got like centerpiece fish that are working well with the rainbows and the glass cats and the tetras and Siamese algae eater, Corridoras. But I think, you know, it's just a lot to look at. You've got this beautiful tank. Why not do a species tank, or at least minimalize it down to 2 species that are in the forefront with a centerpiece fish and some bottom dwellers? But he's got way more going on than that, so it's not going to be a perfect score from me. Now, actually, going from the tank before to this tank, it looks way simpler, and you can see the plants used are super simple. You've got just Kabamba and then some Elodia, which are like just really common plants. And then we have some, I think, Christmas moss and some carpeting plants, all planted on, I think it's fluval stratum. So this is a pretty small tank, but the space is used in such a nice way, and the rocks really give it some dimension. There's that red plant right in the middle there, also giving it some texture and color. And then comes my favorite part, nicely stocked, very simple stocking options with the Endler's Life Bearer. They look super happy, and by stocking this tank with smaller fish and not that many fish, it creates the look that this tank is bigger than it actually is, and it creates this kind of almost cinematic dimension to it. And this is actually what really draws me into the aquarium hobby. I'm giving this tank my 5 out of 5. The use of all these simple things together making it such a elegant look.
That brings us to the end of the episode. If you enjoyed watching this video and you want more, then please click that subscribe button and show some support by liking this video. I have several fish tank review episodes up already, so if you're interested, head on over there. And if you watched them all already, well, keep subscribed and I'll be sure to make more. See you all in the next one, and don't forget to get your hands wet.